Hello and welcome to Experiment Lab, the daily show with JK. I'm JK, your host, and I am joined by Walter and Amar. Amar, welcome back. You are on
As
camera.
you good. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Walter, you are having some technical challenges with the webcam. I understand that. So you are with us.
Yes. Yeah, the technical challenges are I left it at another office.
Yes, put it that way, right? So whatever that happens. So uh, again, this is a great week for us. Just within a week, you might have had that complete experience, I would say, like what's happening behind the scene. And you volunteered and you have become a hot piece of cake right now in the job market. And with any of the profile like that we have done so far, we have not got this much of a response. You are the first one like who kind of setting a standard benchmark that within a week a person can get hundreds of email, almost I think to be exact 80 emails you have responded so far, and taking into account like that which has not been responded or junked or deleted. So that is amazing thing to start. And surprise part was for me to see more than 50 missed calls in just one day in the last 24 hours for you. That's a record in our experiment that I just wanted to bring it up. So the pressure is now on you, Walter. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, I think that's 80 separate threads, and I've probably answered most of those threads have like 5 or 6 different things because I think yesterday I responded to like 36 or 7 separate email threads alone, and it's quite a lot. And they don't really like to listen as to when to not call because I specifically told a bunch of them to not do that at that specific hours of the day, and they decided to not set a time and just call then. And I talked to a couple of them, and all they wanted me was to respond to a confirmation email, which literally is like 3 words, and then I would have seen it later when I got back on at night. And another one just wanted me to uh, give them my education details, and I'm like, you didn't need to call me 8 times, 9 times for that. I would have seen that and got back to you at night when I told you I was. So it's some parts are frustrating because that's just like you don't need to be doing this. But I know we talked about the quota for calls things and trying to do that, but still it's like you should want to make the process as smooth as possible for me because you have to assume I'm talking to other people about jobs, and you don't want me to just stop talking to you because you frustrated me. So it's quite a process. The email parts and all that and setting up call times is very familiar to what I've been doing for like the past 6 years. So that's not exactly new. I mean, there was a new thing that happened just about 15 minutes ago, which I guess we could get into if you wanted, really quick.
Yeah, so just understand like how much frustration will be there, like for Amar. So that's why like he just never talks in the show, right? He just shuts up like, no, I'm tired. I have been enough through with enough thing for almost a year doing this shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, the yeah, the recruiters are they are um persistent is a very nice way to put it, and overly so because they honestly don't need to be, and they just do it. And, but yeah, but I mean, like, yeah, today I was asked by someone who didn't even have my resume for my full social security number, and I remember weeks ago saying how it's a little awkward for a third party even ask for your last four of your social, and this person without even seeing my resume was like, "We need your full social security number." I was like, absolutely not. Like, are you, what are you? Um, so yeah, that's an interesting thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know where that conversation is going to go, but she said it's required by the client, and I'm like, I've never seen a U.S. client try to get your full social security number. I want to say ever, but the only times I've ever really entered it is during a background check, and the client doesn't see that, and they don't really see. They see it on like a W-2, and that's it. Like I've never had a third party or anyone interview me like, I'm gonna need your full social security number. I'm like, I'm gonna need to not give that to you. Like I don't know what you're doing. Like, so yeah, that was a little bit weird. That's the weirdest thing I've seen so far.
Yeah, let's get to the bottom of that, right? So we can maybe try to contact them and ask them to call, and then it's kind of a harassment. That's how like I see it, and we are trying to expose that, but unfortunately, when we go out of the way, right, even the YouTube blogs are saying that like we are doing the harassment. So I just wanted like to show to the audience that one. Even this guy might call, right, for a different profile, and even for you, you have responded to him, and he has mentioned that like who's the client and all. So what I'm getting here is like the YouTube removes your content, right? So this is what I am just saying, that violated our harassment policy. I don't know what harassment we did. It was a project meet that was recorded, and it was on the private. It was not even on the public. It was not shared to anybody else. In spite of it, like YouTube is removing it. So we really don't know. But then they do give us an option to make an appeal. And then like when we submit that, a manual, a human reviews it, and then they just allow us like to continue. But then here, we had this experience in our channel that it has been continuously removed, and even after appealing, they never return it back, saying that like it violates our policy, go through our policy guideline. So I still don't understand, like what are we
I know YouTube and social media platforms don't like it when names are visible in certain things, so that if there was a certain name shown, they might not like that very much. And then if they're like an employee somewhere, because I do know social media platforms typically, that's when they'll get a little bit, you're calling for this person to be harassed, even though if the email's not shown or anything. I think that's kind of when they get a little bit pushy about stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there for that. I don't think. What was that the conversation we did yesterday? Or
it was not even our show, right? That
oh, okay.
That's the beauty this time, right? So the last couple of removals were based on me and Amar talking and sharing the screen and showing the profiles, as you mentioned, right? So showing the email of the persons and also the projects, right? The City project or Bank of America project or MetLife project. When we show those emails of Shiva's profile, then it gets removed, as you mentioned.
I think that's the trigger for that.
Identity of a person to be disclosed in that. So I understand that, but this was like on a private, right? It was not even on the public, because we were recording it for internal purpose, and it was a client project thing that on the city that was being recorded. And I don't know what personal information that was shared there. Maybe that sometimes it gets triggered. I don't know what exactly that happens, but I cannot say a clear answer to that. But let's see, like if we try to make an appeal. So there is a trick on that as well. So what I did was like try to make an appeal, and they provide us an access to view the video. So when we get the chance to view the video, I just play that out and record it in the Zoom and take a backup of it, and again edit it and upload it like in the member only content. So then they allow us to kind of the fun thing is like to have that removed content back on it. I can show that as well, right, for our audience. It's not something I'm making up. So you can see that like certain videos are only available for members. So it's like one show, the daily show that we did in back in September, October, November. In all 3 months, we got one or other talk show has been removed. But we did that trick and got back and uploaded it back. Now they have not removed this. So that's a surprise part, right? So you can trick and find the loophole and get around in these things. That's what I wanted to.
So in this case, we can't say that they are harassing us.
In a way, yes, right? So Walter, help me out here. So this is what prominently in the social media platform, the rich people do it, right? So if they are following the rules, they have to stick to the rules for everyone in the same manner, but they don't do that.
Correct.
They just bend it according to their own wishes and to their own convenience. And they put different yardsticks for different people, right? Just like Twitter, right? It blocks and then like they remove that and then somebody else buys it and they allow others to come back. And now even like they blocked, I think, the news channels, right? If I'm not wrong.
No, they blocked their on. Well, Elon Musk had a fit and decided to suspend 5 or 6 journalists that he didn't like for no reason given. After he brought back profiles of neo Nazis, prominent people who were bullies on the platform, and broke all kinds of rules for sexism and all kinds of things. But he decided to suspend journalists, which is going to pretty much kill the platform. I mean, advertisers are already leaving and have left, and there's a lot of money issues. They're being investigated by San Francisco for labor violations for turning parts of the office into a bedroom for people to stay in. So and there's rumors, I don't know the validity of these, that there's rumors that a lot of the people left over at Twitter headquarters are there on visas and can't leave. So I don't know the validity of that, but that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, that is one thing like we were covering, right? So those who are on visa, right? So their labor condition is based on which location they are supposed to work from. So that is the reason, right? So they try to complicate all these things so if you mess with me, like I will mess with you. So it's kind of how the rich people always try to do it with everybody else. And no exception on that. So we just have to be very careful on that. And the good news, I just don't want to miss that out. Again, your first blog post for Stop Now has been published, and it's a very good, nice article. So I just wanted to share this, not just in our Stop Now talk show, or probably since you are working with us like on the experiment, and I thought like, why not we mention this in our daily show as well. So kudos to you. Thank you, Walter. We can follow up and have some discussion on this as well, since the World Cup is coming to a finale, right? It's getting the last coverage by this weekend, and it's all over now. And nobody cares about Qatar or the World Cup anymore.
Yeah, that's the fear, and there's been reports that well, the president of FIFA, Infantino, he basically kind of waved off some of the labor concerns a couple of months ago, probably about a month ago now, basically saying, well, they're making more money in Qatar than they were making in their home country, so what's the big deal? I'm like, oh, cool. If they die, that's just no big deal. They're making more money. That's cool. But Infantino has a lot. I mean, could do an entire series of articles about Infantino and how he just doesn't care about anything other than how much money FIFA is getting. But yeah, I want to write another blog, which I'll have to do probably Saturday to get that done right after, so it can go up right after the World Cup. But it's just a lot of labor issues and one of the most prominent journalist outlets in the world, really, is Al Jazeera, and they've kind of had their reputation looked at differently because they're quite silent about all the issues going on in Qatar, and that's because they're owned by Qatar. And it's just really sad to see that at this level that all this can happen and people don't care because it's athletics. I mean, there's a lot of, I mean, you can look at the NFL, how many players in the NFL have serious allegations of domestic violence and domestic assault. And
I have to stop you here. Right now, we are getting a call. Let me get. Hello.
Hey, this is Samir from IntelliServe. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. We are in touch regarding project manager position with Silicon Valley Bank.
Yeah, that's right.
Perfect. I believe you got a chance to check the job description.
Yeah, I did.
With you. Yeah, perfect. The client is looking someone to hire immediately, and they're looking for a project manager to handle to manage their cybersecurity project. So, have you previously managed any cybersecurity project?
Yes, I have in a couple of projects in 2 different clients.
Mhm.
And what is the pay rate on this one? Did we confirm on that? Did you confirm the pay rate on this?
Yeah, of course. You sent me an email. You were asking about the client and the pay rate, and I told you about the pay rate. Hold on, how much rate I told you? Okay, yeah. The pay rate I told you, $68 per hour without benefits.
Okay.
And this position is the Silicon Valley Bank, and the position is kind of hybrid. But there's a catch. They are looking someone to visit office occasionally. Occasionally means once or twice in 3 months. So yeah, are you okay to visit office 3 months? I mean, once or twice in 3 months?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Perfect. And how far is the Dallas, Texas from your location? And I believe you're in San Antonio, right?
That's right.
How far the Dallas is from your location?
I have to travel. It's kind of 4 hours drive.
4 hours. Perfect. I mean, I've been talking to many people. They are located in Austin, Texas, Houston, Texas. And when they hear that they have to visit only once or twice in 3 months, so they are kind of okay. So I'm not having hard time finding a person for this position. So perfect, Manikanta. And how many years of experience do you have working as a project manager?
Now 15 plus years.
That's great. And I believe you are a permanent resident, right?
That's right.
Perfect. And how did you get your green card?
Does it matter?
No, it's just a question. I mean, it's not something that you need to,
Answer.
Just asking, like, there are many people who, who got their green card through their families, through their employers or something. So just curious to know, how did you get that?
Yeah, the same, right?
Through family or what?
Through family.
Mm-hmm. All right. Perfect. And did you recently submit your profile to Silicon Valley Bank for this position?
No, not recently. Yeah.
Perfect. Great. I'm just sharing the right to represent to you on your email. Just confirm that, and I'll put you go and submit your profile to Silicon Valley Bank.
All right.
And do you have any questions for me?
No, not right now. Thank you.
Perfect. And are you currently working, Manikanta?
Yes.
How much time will it take for you to join the new project?
2 weeks. If it's going to be next month, I can make myself available.
Oh, so 2 weeks would be the number, right?
Yep.
Perfect. And if I ask about your interview availability for the next week, so how's your calendar? I mean, what it says about your availability?
I work on the Pacific time zone, so anytime between 9 to 11 Central will be fine for me.
All right. So I believe to make it easier, 24-hour notice would be great for you.
That's right.
Perfect. Great. Thank you so much for your time, Manikandan. I'm going to send you the RTR, and my manager will also get in touch with you. and he'll help you with the interview process, how it's gonna go, and he has some additional information which he's gonna share with you. And yeah, that's all.
All right. Take care. Talk to you
All right.
later. Bye.
Thank you so much. Great day. Bye.
Okay. So, Walter, I had to stop you on that. The reason is, right? So this guy sent you as well, right? But whereas for you, he has offered $70. And
What's his
for,
name?
Samir, I just showed you that
Oh, yeah.
Silicon Valley Bank, right?
Mm.
So he is sourcing as many candidates and submit everybody's, and whoever like the client selects wants to interview, then they will set it up. That's the deal. Like I just want like to establish that here. That's why like I told that. And even for this, it looks like a spam. Maybe we can take this up in the next week and talk about it. Someone may have run a background check on you, right?
Yeah, that's a spam email. Yeah,
So
I don't think any of that.
this clearly comes up, right? So we just get scared, like when things like you told, right? Someone is asking my full social security and I give it to them. And if you come up with this kind of spam emails, then there is always some kind of doubt, right? So is it spam or really somebody is running my background or creating some fake or original credit card in my name, and they are doing some fraud purchase in my name? So what am I going to do about it? How do I report? How do I find that out? Surprise part.
You don't actually get alerts when someone runs a background check on you. So I mean, that was the first clue that it was spam, and then the second clue was the email it was coming from was obviously fake. So it's like, yeah, that's not a like I've had my background check ran for various clients probably 7 times in the past 2 years, and I never got any alert that someone's running your background check. Yeah.
I think we might get an alert, right? So if you are signed up to any credit monitoring services, you will see that, like you will be able to see that, like who has run a background on you, and you can see all that, and how many credit cards or how many bank accounts you have. You can track all those things. That is there always. We can find that out. That on that basis, I'm seeing this, right? So even if you have just like home monitoring system, Alert 360, or other companies that provides like ID, right? Yeah. So even IRS provides that, like it's called ID verification. So they also, if you sign up with them, they monitor like if anybody is pulling up your social security or doing any background on you, you will get notified on that. That is also available. And as I said, like Shiva's profile I was handling, and you can see that like the exact guy, like just now we spoke with him, he's offering 68 for him, but whereas for you it's $70.
Yeah, I mean, I probably negotiated with him. Maybe that kind of had something to do with it.
So it's always very person to person, right?
Yeah, see, this is something that they are trying to make some profit in it, right? So they know that like, oh, this guy is like Indian, right? So probably he might be on a visa or on a green card. So then we can offer this. Let's see, like we will forward it like to other profile and say that like the candidate is H1B, and how they react to that and what they are offering for that candidate. You can clearly see the discrimination, how they discriminate. Because Walter, you said like you are a US citizen, and if he talks to you, then also if you negotiate, they can even offer more. Right now, they have this kind of a cap, $70, and less $1 or $2 difference between back and forth. But if you try to negotiate and say like I need 75, we will get to know like how much exactly they are getting from the client. Because we know the history of this company. They have long been doing this. And I have personally taken interview for my own profile as JK, and also on Shiva's name, and also on, I think Nate or Cole, I forgot. So 3 times I've given interview for Silicon Valley Bank.
Hmm.
So I know the complete background history of how these people do it. That's why like I'm saying this. So they just push through with a margin, and definitely they are making much more in this, because banks initially they offer a base minimum of $100 per hour for project managers, that too who have 10 plus years of experience.
That's quite a bit.
That's quite a bit for you. You are surprised on that, but I'm not surprised.
Hmm.
So the minute we want to end the call, I just got a final confirmation as well. I will share that as well quickly. So he has collected all the information and put it in the email and asking us to, within few minutes, to send a right to represent rate confirmation.
Yeah, they send those all the time, and then if you don't respond within 5 seconds, they start calling you 8 times.
Yep. That's exactly is going to happen. To reply to it, we will be bombarded with phone calls. That's for sure. All right, let's get back to the work, right? So what we were doing, and continue to do this, continue to expose this corporate crime. And what will be the outcome? We don't know yet, but we are going to end this year on a good note, because we had like around 5, help me out, Amar. How many did you got for Nate? For Shiva, at least 5 projects, and we lost 2. Let me list it out. One with Tiro Price, and the other one is with Intuit and RRC. Okay, we lost 3 projects. We are still on 3 projects. So 6. Oh, we lost Pacific Life as well, like 4 projects. We lost 4 projects. We still have 3 projects. So almost 7, and Nate's 1, I believe, 8. Oh, 2. Oh, we lost 2. Oh. Almost 10 projects, right? 10 projects this year, like we were able to successfully experiment and move on to the next year. Hopefully that will be a much better year. And Walter, you have joined, and you will be flooded with job offers. And I don't know how many Walter are going to be there in the next year.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely look to see how all of that goes, especially when one of the projects starts and I can start getting an inside look on how all of it functions, because that is when all the fun begins, and I can stop answering emails for a bit.
Yeah, that's quite real, right? So when you get into it, you will get a big sign of relief. Oh my goodness, I'm off this job market and keep hunting for more calls and other things. But it is another play field. Even there, like it will be a little bit of frustration initially. You will be expecting certain things and excited to join the projects. And what do? I need to do something, but you will be kept quiet or asked to sit down and not do anything for a few months. It will be a ticking bomb, right? People will be on anxious mode, right? What do? Am I going to be on the project, or do they fire me? Today will be my last day, or what? So that kind of pressure is always there.
Well, me in that case, I'll just be like, well, just go find another project to work on and go back to the process again. I probably won't get that stressed out about that, because it's going through it the first time, seeing how it works is going to be make the whole process a lot easier to go forward again. If one ends in like 3 months instead of like a year or 18 months, then it's like, just go back in and do it again.
Yeah. That's the thing, right? Let's see like how this turns out. We are hoping for the best, but in this year had been fun, and we have 2 more weeks to wrap up all these things. But let's wrap up for today and this weekend. You all have a great weekend. We will see you all next Monday. Bye for now.
See you.